Hey, beautiful people. I just have a minute with you here on this drizzly but beautiful Saturday in the ATL. Yesterday was a typical hot Georgia summer day, and we were able to take my two little granddaughters to Six Flags Over Georgia. Sophia is 7 and Olivia is 4, and they'd never been to Six Flags, and they're not big enough or tall enough to ride the big insane stuff that's there, but there's a lot of little kid stuff that they could ride, and they'd never done that before, but they took to it beautifully, and they were just little troopers and walked all over that place all day long and rode everything. Olivia got a little spooked on Thunder River when she got drenched, but outside of that, they were just very brave. And Sophia, the older one, when she would get off of a ride that, for her size was could be a little bit scary, she would say to me, "Poppy, am I brave?" And I would say, "Yeah, baby, you're Wonder Woman. It was just amazing the way you rode that ride, and you're not scared at all." And it's such a great thing to be able to affirm your kids and grandkids and being fearless. It's so important. I was thinking about this morning that after the resurrection, when Jesus would appear to his people, his disciples, first of all, they didn't recognize him. And because of that, and because it's the essence of his message, the first thing out of his mouth in those post-resurrection appearances was, "Fear not, fear not." That's very telling to me on two levels. First of all, the fact that they could be right in his very presence and not recognize him, especially the disciples that were walking on the road to Emmaus. Jesus walked with them for close to 7 miles. It was longer than a 10K race like the Peachtree Road race here in Atlanta. But not only did they not recognize him, but they were discussing the scriptures with him during that whole hike that they took together and didn't realize it was him. What that says to me is that people can talk all about the scriptures and still not recognize the presence of the I Am, the God who is in the now. I love the scriptures, but they cannot replace, our bibliolatry cannot replace our ability to discern the God of the now. The other thing is that his message was, "Fear not, fear not, fear not." The angels, when they would appear to people in the Gospels, out of their mouth, first thing, "Fear not." The shepherds there in Luke chapter 2, it says, the angel said, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people." It was an awesome, fearless, life-affirming message of universality. And yet we look in the modern Christian world, and it's so fear-based, so much about end of the world, end times, conspiracy theories, people afraid of the devil, afraid of the rapture, afraid of the Antichrist, trying to figure out who the Antichrist is, and all that kind of nonsense. That's one of the reasons I'm just opting out of that system altogether. I love God, and I'm always going to refer to the scriptures, and I can't get away from the call of God. It's too obvious in my life, and the gifts and callings of God are irrevocable, according to Romans 11:29. But all of that fear-based stuff, I just don't relate to. I'm positive about the world and excited about the future. I think it's the greatest time to be alive. I don't see a demon behind every corner. I'm not spooked by conspiracy theories. I believe the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. I just live a fear-free life. I'm not afraid for people to know the truth about myself. I've told the truth about myself, and it makes me feel bulletproof. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." 1 John 4:18 says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear." Psalm 27:1, "The Lord is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom then shall I be afraid?" Man, I love talking about that stuff. Love taking my little grandbabies to Six Flags and seeing them be fearless and brave and challenge their comfort zone. And I love telling you about it. And I love hearing the stories back about how, you did this, you challenged your comfort zone in this, you took it to another level. It's so exciting. I love that. Tomorrow I'm going to be at the Church in the Now East location. It will be our second installment of this series, this transitional series that I'm teaching as we phase out the ministry or the dimension known as Church in the Now and move into the dimension known as Metron. That's going to be starting first weekend of August, and I should have some more definite details about location for you this week, so stay tuned for that. But I will be there tomorrow at 10 a.m. last week was very exciting because there was so much synergy and so many people on the same page and people hearing the same thing and saying the same thing. There were times last week where I just felt like anything's possible. If these people are hearing me and hearing me challenge some of the long-held sacred cows in their lives, and they're still fearless, and they're still wanting more, and they're still spiritually hungry, that's a good sign of good things to come. It's a beautiful day. Turn off your computer and stop listening to me. Go do something constructive. But whatever you do, make sure that you stay fearless, because there's no fear in love. Fear not. All right? I hope to be back sometime soon talking to you. Not hope to be. I will be back. So go do something and then check back later. And it's going to be an awesome day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.